Okay, and I'm recording. Okay, so we're live. Can you all hear me? And how's my mic? Check my head. Why is it like off? Okay, let's make it like that. Why does it bend? Okay, and if I sit back, it goes like that. So I need to change it like this. Okay. Okay, there it is. Just gonna like twist it up. Okay, so the question is how, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Okay, yes, sir. Okay, we got 29,000 tons of thermites in the house. All right. Okay. Good thing you're here, because I got big news. What should I? Yeah, I'll make big. I think I have some. Okay. So I'm gonna just post everywhere. Can you all hear me everywhere? And then I'll only put on the play. Okay, audio all right. Okay, but let me just move this over. Yeah. So, anyways, just buckle up. I got big announcements to make. It's gonna be quite bombshell. So just actually okay, must join a room for 1 second. I'm just setting up the BitChute. Okay, BitChute goes like that. So anyways, and then I'm saying, can you all hear me in all the chats? And then afterwards, we'll go whichever one's doing good. Okay, okay, must join a room for 1 second. Okay, everything's fine. Okay, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the Kerry Cassidy, John Hudson live stream. That was quite wild. It was supposed to be on hers. Okay, news. Yeah, we got big news. So yes, big news. All right, so I'll do this instead. Here's what I'll do. Okay, so what I need to do is okay, so I'll just do it right now so that it's all live. So 29,000 tons, you're in the go. So I need to schedule live stream for schedule one for Saturday. Let's do it now live so y'all see what's going on. Okay, schedule live stream. So I have to go, okay, reuse, okay, we'll just reuse this. Actually, no, reuse and 9/11 one. There's a recent 9/11 one. Okay, this one was like a 9/11 related. Okay, so this is gonna be live stream 121. I think that's it. It's MES live streams. What's the latest one? Anyways, so just buckle up. To 121. Okay, yeah. So it's 121. All right. So y'all heard it for here first. Whoever's in the chat. Yeah. So 20,000 tons. Okay. So this Saturday, Dr. Judy Wood discusses 9/11 evidence. All right. So y'all heard it here first. Okay. This is gonna be. I think this is gonna be December 20th at 1 p.m. Okay, so so Dr. Judy Wood joins the show to discuss 9/11 evidence. Okay, and what else? Evidence. Discuss 9/11 evidence. And why many and how so few can see it. No, I wouldn't say so few. Anyways, and yeah. So, anyways, I need give me a good description. And did this thing change 11 p.m. cat? Anyways, yes, live streams. Yes, live streams. 1 second. I'm just checking something. Because the time schedule's changed and then I'm using.
Hear me okay?
Okay, that's fine. And what is this? Does this go 11? Okay, yeah, 21. Okay, that's all. It should be all fine. Anyways, give me a good caption, guys. Okay, and Dr. Judy Jones show discussed 9/11 evidence of yeah. Discuss 9/11. Yeah, discuss 9/11, her monumental book. Yeah, 9/11 evidence and her monumental book. Where did the towers go? Like I don't like putting question mark after that because it's like it seems like a question. All right, and then yeah, it's gonna be pretty epic. 9/11. Okay, see. Okay, do what does this one be called? Classification, technology, Dr. Jody Wood. Okay, and then summary soon. I'll do soon. Photons are a particle of light. Alright. So, what's a particle? What's a light? Alright. You haven't answered anything. You've literally, you may, this guy with caps lock, literally just said, I asked what's a photon, and then he asked the most complicated thing. He answers the most complicated thing ever. Photon are particles of light. What? I thought they're waves. Alright, so is it a wave or a particle? Alright. Can you like? Okay, and I'm gonna change this thumbnail. Anyways, guys, this is gonna be quite epic. This is gonna go to where would we go to? Current. I absolutely hate some Macs are just something about them that's just so utterly stupid. Okay, so how am I gonna go find this? Okay, so I gotta go to MES Truth. I'm gonna go with. I'm just gonna use the first thumbnail I ever made because I think it's pretty. Gets the point. Photons are perturbation of the medium. Yeah, it's that's more likely. But anyways, basically, we got the answer. Finish the stream. MES. Okay. Yeah, we got the answer, guys. We got the answer. Photons are a particle of light. Let's go, guys. Okay, we're done. Okay, let's just go and pay taxes and get digital IDs. All right. But yeah, we have some new guys in the chat. Okay, great in here. Gordy Miller and Bills and then Kevin. I think these are new peeps on the chat. Good to see you in here. Anyways, I'm just setting up the live stream for Saturday. So the doctor is joining the show. I'll say Dr. Jody Wood, and then this is justification. Oh, we already have that. Where did the towers go? Where did the towers go? Okay. What is the interview? Whatever. And then evidence. Okay, and then basically I'm using the first thumbnail I ever made, just front and back cover of a book, and we don't need a trailer. No trailers needed for this. No, yeah, basically nothing's needed. The doctor is in town. So yeah, don't ask how this came about. Okay, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, and then done. All right. Okay, guys, we got the answer. Yeah, so the doctor, guys. Yes, we had yeah, John Hutchison. Okay, and okay, yeah, I think John might upload this again. Okay, so I sent him a link to an old video he made about when he was running for president for some reason. I have a very simple question to ask her. Okay, you have a very simple question. Yeah, you can get your questions ready, but the thing is, I'll be heavily filtering any questions, so because I don't want to. She doesn't like too much noise. So basically, any the question's gotta be good, and then I'll pass it to her. Yeah, because again, guys, she's the doctor. You guys have to. Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna play this video, and then we'll go get into nitty gritty. So this is John Hudson for somehow. Okay, in 2008, it's roughly this time when he stopped doing the anti-gravity stuff, and then he went to Gulf of Mexico. So for some reason, this went viral. John Hudson for president. Like, what are the odds? I think this was a weird mini psyop. I'm late. Who is her? The doctor. The doctor is on the live stream this Saturday. MES Dr. Judy Wood, the doctor. And yeah, so guys, Dr. Judy Wood discussed 9/11 evidence. There it is. This is gonna be a game changer. So the doctor is gonna be, I think, her first ever live stream. I've never seen her do a live stream ever. She's done shows, but never a live audience like this. I'm like, who is her? Yeah, but never a live digital audience. She's had conferences and so on, but it's not. I'll DM you my questions, one or two. Yeah, you can put them in there in the chat, and I'll show that you were doing some Iran stuff, I mean articles in Iranian. So yeah, Judy Wood. Yes, Judy Wood is on the show. So Judy Wood question mark. Well, get caught up on my thingy. So like these live streams would not have happened if it wasn't for the doctor. Okay, if you go to my first ever video, this is gonna be the thumbnail. First ever video is the doctor. Where the towers go? Buy the book. Towers literally turn to dust. Before, after. This is like frothing up into massive weird dust. Cold, low heat, and it, and there it is. Nice. Yeah. So the doctor, guys. And I'll put a link to that again, and then we'll get back to the nitty gritty. Okay, why is this not running? This should be live. Oh, this was. I'll just close this one here for some reason. Okay, this one is. Anyways, yes, yeah. So, yeah, Judy was gonna be on the show, and then this thumbnail again. When I saw the front and back cover, my whole life flashed before my eyes. This is. I'll just copy this actually. Copy this, and then I'll do a reply. Okay, the doctor. And yeah, and also yeah, check out my peak playlist there. Okay, and then I have some bunch of other stuff to cover. Okay, this is gonna be like that. Okay, and then I'll just put a link there because well, why not? Okay, this one's gonna be a link. Share. Okay, and then I'll post on Telegram as an actual post later. But this is just gonna be like just stirring the pot. So, y'all, this is not a drill. This is not. I've got to get 2 autographs. Oh yeah, Gary. Yeah, I forgot to ask her, but I will let her know. Yeah. So yeah. So get 2 autograph copies of that. And again, the doctor. And yeah. So that's the playlist there. Okay, this playlist. And again, the cool thing about this, all these links will never, ever disappear ever, because this is on the Hive blockchain, and Hive is my go-to. It's not like Substack or all these clown shows. So, anyways. These links are never going to disappear. If this site gets taken down, I go to eastonc.com. I just flip over. The data is not on the website, so keep that in mind. Data is not on the website. That's great news. Okay, let's go indeed. Yeah, it's going to be quite epic, and so on. Again, these live streams would not have happened without well, actually, these Wednesday ones. Yeah, actually, none of this would have happened if it wasn't for the Dr. Judy Wood, because I am extremely lazy. Like in terms of like. To get me to do things outside of my normal routine requires some actual like bombshell stuff. So like this got me like, all right, time to get up my science game and free energy game, because this is free energy tech we're talking right here, and again, and then that got me into the Hutchinson effect and so on, and so on, and mathematics is actually like it's like a language. You better learn that up. It helps in learning everything. Anyways, let's go back here. I'm gonna play this. Okay, this person right here. It says, Alt Shift Delete. Hi, dude. Hi, I hope you're well. How does Dr. Judy Wood, it's not Woods, Wood, explain the wheel which is pictured in the street in one of the districts around WTC? A wheel from one. No, first of all, there were no quote planes. That wheel, yeah, we can ask her, but that wheel doesn't change anything. Doesn't change the fact that the physics were impossible. The actual quote plane, flying that fast, flying that low. Disappearing wings, flying through the steel, and then turning to steel to dust, and delayed explosion. Okay, whatever object wasn't there, and also that wheel was quote found before, I think before the towers fell. I just gotta find the exact setup there, and the thing is, it's only one wheel. Okay, why is there not millions and billions of debris? So for example, million or shuttle parts. So. You have to realize there was barely any parts quote found. Okay, so like this is the space shuttle that was Space Shuttle Columbia that like blew up on the atmosphere or whatever, and then there's 82,000 pieces found weighing 84,000 pounds. So all this, and they were able to reconstruct the actual the plane or the shuttle. Compare that with this. Somehow these went through steel and then somehow landed like what 4 things, like 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, this is like ridiculous. And this engine apparently, or actually, one of the was it tire? I think you said. The steel. The tire. Okay, that one there. Yeah. So my view is, I think I think those parts were planted inside the actual thingy here. I think they were planted inside, and then the during the explosion, so then some of the parts launched out. So that it'd be hard to actually plant. Like I think they're talking about that wheel that was stuck inside those columns. Yeah. So that's my view. But again, we can ask her. Hutch and Judy are as big as it gets in our world. Yeah. They're pretty big. Okay, this is okay. So Stephen, yeah. So just keep that in mind, guys. He grasped that. Okay. Anyways, that's my take on that. Yeah, so about the parts again, I think some of the parts were planted inside here, and then when they do explode, when that explosion happens, you could say, oh look, stuff, a few tiny things. But the thing again, It's absolutely tiny. This is like we're talking thousands and thousands of pieces, and you can actually put it all together and actually make the actual wing slot structure. And this is like a much, I think it's a much bigger explosion, like in the super heated atmosphere or whatever. Anyways, we can go on and on about that and jazz. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna start opening up some stuff here, and also if you have any math science related questions, we'll go over it. Again, these Wednesday streams are 2 hours. I'll finish at the yeah, Judy on the Soon show. Yeah, yeah, epic stuff. Yeah, Stephen F. It's gonna be quite epic. I think it's our first live stream ever. And MES Hutchison. I'm gonna change something else. Okay, this is Hutchison. Yeah, I'm gonna do some quick work so you guys can see how I quote work. I'm gonna put this. Oh, whoops! Not the Hutchison one. Observable. So I have two playlists. One of them there, and then one here. This one should be at the bottom. It's gonna have to change up. Okay, this one needs to go up, 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 up. I have to manually move this because I have it set up there. I mean, it's a live stream. Okay, I'm gonna do this first. This should be above. This is trailer. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way above. Yeah, trailers. Just move it above here. Okay. Yeah, there's a spooks. Okay, this one here. And then this 3D model stuff she helped give me the idea for the noise that truck. Okay, well, can't wait for Saturday stream. Saturday's live stream is gonna be quite epic, groundbreaking stuff, guys. And again, there's a front and back cover of the book, and so on. Okay, this guy says, have you looked into Aleister Crowley's occult numbers and how many times they appear in relation to 9/11? I've seen a bit, but check out the documentary because this guy it seems to be like yeah, I think alt shift. I think you're just a bit unaware of my videos. Yeah, I've seen some of them, but the best one that shows a lot of it is this one, A Big Idea, 9/11 Alchemy. It's got a whole bunch of stuff. Harry Potter logo upside down is literally, or mirrored is literally 9/11. Like you can't make stuff up. You just literally can't make stuff up. Anyways, definitely check this out. Here's the YouTube, old YouTube new. Okay, yeah, check this one out. And then if you want the slightly censor mute a bit of the parts, but yeah, check that out. And again, everything's on this playlist. Again, you have to realize that I've been doing this since 2017. First video ever was 2017, May 24th, 2017, and then straight into the free energy tech there. I didn't get the sidetracked with any the control opposition. I went straight ahead right into this because I have a civil engineering background, so I understand when people say, oh, it's an inside job demolition. I'm like, it's not easy to demolish any building ever, especially in secret, especially like the biggest buildings to have like one of the biggest buildings to have ever existed. Like that's not happening. All right, it's not. It's and then convincing people, and it's just not happening. You put a lot. I'm getting there. Yeah. So check out this play. Definitely just check out the whole playlist. I would recommend starting from the beginning and then going all the way up, and so on. I've put there's a ton of work, and that's just one playlist, and then there's the observable evidence one, which is from this documentary, Anonymous guys, like 11 hours, and I made short clips. I should do more, but I want to like hire somebody to like help me out with that because some of these can go absolutely viral. So anyways, bookmark this peak 9/11 one, and yeah, so we have that, and now the next one, yeah, so yeah, I think we sorted that out. I'll put the trailers above so if people watch it in order, they could see that, and so on. Yeah, so Patrick by David, absolute clown show, and we'll talk about that as well on the show. Okay, so the next one, I'm gonna go Hutchison. So I made another playlist here on Hive for the Hutchison effect, and this is because Carrie Cassidy wanted like a link to all the photos. There's a lot of views again, and so she actually linked the so she actually put a link right here. Where is the yeah, Carrie. Yeah. So she actually put a link in her article, and it got a lot of views, and so on. So if you click on here, Carrie Cassidy, she actually put because she wanted a link with all the photos, and I also told her this is the best overview of the George Hathaway. So she linked it there, and it's got a lot of views because of her. And then this one here. So on her website, John Hutchison Free Energy, Portal Tech, and Time Travel. Let's go. All right, and then there is the more info. Right there. Yeah, so what happened on last week's stream, it was supposed to be on her Rumble, and then she couldn't connect, something was happening, and then she tried to use her Facebook, but it wasn't working either. So then after 40 minutes, then I'm like, here, maybe we could try on my YouTube, and then then I just took over and put on my YouTube emergency live stream. All right, so anyway, so she put a link there, here, and now I put all the thumbnails. I put some links. I pretty much put most of the links there. There's even Bob Greener's playlist there, and so on. Okay, so so bookmark this as well. This link. And then I put all the thumbnails. And the thumbnails, I put a lot of time in the thumbnails. Like, the thumbnails, I'm like a professional thumbnail maker. Like, I want something that's, it's not like clickbait, but it's like, it just shows everything. So that you don't need, you can reference in like 100 years, you just look at, okay, this is Hudson Effect. This is literally the best summary of Hudson Effect. You gotta bring Cannonball. The only thing missing here is that solid block of iron, or semi-solid. Include a photo for two. Let's make it more official. Yeah, I know. I wanna. I told her to get a photo, but I think I want just the front and back cover. I want people to realize, because she also just wants evidence. She said at least the front cover. Like I don't want to make the because I guess I realize it's a lot of the psyop alt media, they always just focus on her like a million times. So it's like, oh, you are in the Judy Wood camp, etc. Uh, I kind of want to make it low key. I want people basically show up. Okay, this is the evidence. This is her book, and now here's her talking. And that front cover. I can ask her if she wants a different one, but that's the one I first made, and now it's like after all these years, it came back down to the other one, because like this is pretty epic thumbnail. So like literally the first thumbnail I ever made is this one here, and it's like, and then she's on the show, and it's like, yeah, but I'm saying this is her. This is like literally her, the front and back cover, uh, and yeah. So kind of basically, um, yeah, that's my take. Ask her for Richard Hall's number. Oh, Richard Hall's number. Interesting. Yeah, she might have it. Well, Andrew Johnson might have it. But anyways, I've emailed him sometimes. Richard Hall actually put my email in one of his videos. So I asked her for a photo. She said maybe find one or so, but I think it's pretty fine. John's answer to Carrie shows that his mind's sharper than ever. It clearly shows how knowledgeable and intelligent he is in that age. Yeah, but again, like John said, like I said before, John has been doing what he's doing for so long that it's like ingrained. It's like AI. It's like once you have the all the data and set up and trained, you could just ask AI and it gives you an answer. It's like you can ask him, he gives you an answer because he already knows it so long. Yeah. So anyways, so these thumbnails are absolutely remarkable. Like the amount of work putting these all together, gelification. Even this very interesting one too. The parallel movement of this too. And so I put all the key stuff in there. There's the electromagnetic magnetogravity. Yeah, and then this was one of the never before seen footage. The one 180x speed, never before seen. All right, and there's the few minutes. This is the 1109. This is the Afghanistan one, and they're running away. This was part of the this thumbnail of that video. Okay, maybe a deep dive stream about RDH in the future. Oh yeah, well I've asked him to join the stream as well. But he hasn't replied. But yeah, him in the show would be pretty good. Okay, EM interference, levitation. Yeah, this is, again, these thumbnails. This is amount of content, and it's in such a way where it's like anybody that looks through all these photos and thinks that in any way any of this is fake, it's like, are you guys like mad? And also some of these never before seen, like all these were like hidden away. These interviews with Elena Smitha, like absolutely epic interviews, and I cannot believe like I'm the only one uploading them. Like, what are the odds? All right. Oh, this should have been okay. I think it should have been a bit lower, but it's all good. Anyways, yeah. There's me and John, and yeah, there's him with a gun show shirt, and there's Paul Stoichevsky. All right. There's him with Thomas Bearden, Jim Carrey. Like, what is going? There's Yin. There's Captain John, and there's a bunch of other names in here. These are like some mad scientists at a free energy conference that was somehow Dumb and Dumber was being filmed there. All right. And then there's yeah, Paul Mueller. And there's the lab setup that Bob Giner tried to replicate, the Hudson effect. And so the thing is, I actually have an idea of how to run this. Like, I think I can actually replicate Hudson effect. Like, so and there's me and Captain John the first time I visited him. And there's Nancy, and there's the edible frequency growing. There's Dr. EVO. Okay, there's Captain John over there. Okay, and then there's Captain John. Okay, this is the first one. This is the Memorial Museum. It's like I mean Memorial in 9/11 somehow they put it there. But look at that. It's like it's literally Hudson effect. And some other cool stuff was Carrie's interview. John mentioned noises and disappearing objects. The way he said it kept me thinking since. Yeah, things disappeared. But again, it's like his lab is big, and it's like you need to like keep an eye on that. So I don't know, maybe it just was disappeared somewhere else, or he just didn't find it. But he is very meticulous in finding stuff, so that is raises questions. And this is one of the best samples right here. He gave to Nancy this scissor instead of a wedding ring. He gives this, and this is John's finger right there. John's fist. There's the electricity going through, and there's another electricity. The angel of then there's also the angel of 9/11. Yeah, there's the angel of 9/11. That's I don't know if you're referencing those angels. There's literally people saying they saw angels in 9/11. Deep dive stream about Richard Hall. Yeah, no, I know about, but also with Richard Hall is much better because he can give info that I can't. Yeah, this one here, and also this one I think this one's a bit opposite. I think this is just it was polarized top and bottom. But anyways, we're gonna go over somewhere here. I wanted to show one more thing. Yeah, this one right here. This is John over the years. I don't know which one's a wig, which one's not. I think some of them are wigs. Yeah, because I think he did like dressing up. I think this one was a wig. I have to ask him confirm, but this one might be his real hair. This might be his real hair. This might be wig or real hair. Yeah, I think this might be. Yeah, I don't know. I have to ask which, but he looks like the Beatles, like literally rock star. And another one of my favorites is the carrot splitting in half. Like why is the carrot splitting in half? But anyways, I think I pretty much. Okay, Gonzo's in the show. Gonzo. Yes, the big news. Check scroll back if you want to hear the big news. But the doctor is joining the show, guys. The doctor is joining the show. Anyways, I wanted to do some quick work right here, which is go to. So I actually have access to John's YouTube. I actually helped set him up because I don't want him to lose it. Oh, and he uploaded the video. So this is President John Hutchison. Okay, so I told him to upload the video. Yeah, so there's John Hutchison. And so this President Hutchison. So anyways, I'm gonna switch accounts quickly. I'm gonna go to Hutchison Effect because I run his account. Help him run it because I don't want him. I don't want him to lose it. And I also got the username Hutchison Effect at Hutchison Effect before anybody else got it. Okay, he looks like Slash, the guitarist, Guns N' Roses. Yeah, so I'm gonna go right here, and Hutchison Effect channel. I'm gonna quickly customize. So I added I set it how it looked like, and I added stuff right here, and I also put the playlist there. I'm gonna go and edit this quickly. Edit customize channel. I just want to change the setup there. Home tab or because that's how a home tab looks. So how do I? This YouTube is just so dry. Okay, it's over here. And then I'll put in the playlist. Okay. Playlist. Okay. Okay, I just want to put that there. Okay, description's too long. Ridiculous. Okay, so because I do need to include that. There's a slide shares, emails, the stuff he added. So I need to remove it by. Yeah, I support Matthew. Yes, I told her you wanted to write here. I support Matthew Easy from MES and the Hudson Effect playlist he made. Okay, I'm gonna just put a link like this actually. Okay, we're gonna screw this one. I'm gonna put this link instead. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we're replacing the YouTube one with this one, just because it is bombshell. I'm gonna just okay, Hudson Effect playlist. I'll do another link. MES Hutchison Effect Hive playlist. On Hive. Okay, I'll just do that and then I'll put a link like that. Okay, so there it is. And yeah. Watermark. Oh, we should put a watermark. No watermark. Okay. And then publish. Yeah, so okay, so see how it looks like now. And yeah, so he wanted my playlist and also the Bob Greener's one there. So there's Bob Greener. Bob Greener's actually working on a book, so it'll be pretty epic. Okay, and yeah, so there's a playlist. That's a new one. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna go like this now, and go back to here, and we're gonna play. So I emailed him actually, saying, great, thanks, Captain, or should I say President? Remember this video you uploaded? Feel free to re-upload again. Okay, so he re-uploaded that again, and we're gonna play this right here, videos. There's the Captain. Also, before this one, another one. He asked me to make AI of this, so he said thanks Matthew for the shells, and this, and he also asked for this video, and I downloaded from his old channel because again. He's lost so many channels just because he doesn't know how to handle passwords and so on. Anyways, so this was 2008. It's again, this is freaky. I think it's a mini psyop to get his name, like, John Hutchison, somehow intermixed with some elections, just to flood the Google search instead of finding him. You find us. Yeah.
In a year of firsts for presidential candidates, a phenomenon that has taken even seasoned political analysts by surprise, a growing grassroots movement born on the internet to elect a virtual unknown to the highest office in the country. It began on a popular online chat site where Diana Falzone, a former Maxim model, hosts a weekly talk show.
It all started as a joke. Somebody called in and said, hey, I've got this great friend who could be president. And I thought, you know what, we have access to a lot of people, so why not see if we can make it happen?
But no one could have anticipated what happened next. What began as a joke turned into a groundswell of popular support for a candidate nobody had ever heard of.
All of a sudden, literally thousands of people were chatting and texting in to support this random person who they didn't even know for president. And I thought, what have we started here?
What they had started was what political analysts are now calling a massive nationwide political movement.
We may be witnessing an historically unprecedented situation where an unknown candidate poses a tangible threat to Republican and Democratic candidates in this contest.
Across the country, people from all walks of life are making an extraordinary show of support for a candidate who, so far, no one has ever seen. How about you ladies? Who are you voting for?
Would you like me to show you?
Sure. Oh. Okay. Looks like this is one candidate who's coming up from behind. For Channel 3 News, I'm Colleen Hayes.
Yeah. So this is a bit wild. So like, I was trying to find this, but I couldn't find the original. Like, and so like this old lady is tattooing John Hutchison, and it's like and they're all saying it's unknown, but it's like, and it's at the year when he stopped doing anti-gravity stuff. So it's like, this is definitely a psyop. But it's like, and this guy says real. Yeah, this is real. But it's like, I just want to, if you could find the original video, because this is like, he was filming it. I want to get the original if they still have it. I'm gonna go ask Grok. We're gonna do some Grok research right now. Let me just Hutchison effect. Okay, find any original links, videos, articles about the John Hutchison for president viral meme in 2008, sometimes referred to as Hutchison mania. Here is a video about it. And actually, I'll put the original video. Here is here. Okay, oh, why did it do this? Sometimes referred to as Hutchison mania. Here is a link to an old video. Let me know if you can find the original or similar news stories on it. None of them actually say his name. It just showed it several times. What do you mean just showed it several times? They all say, yeah, Hutchison, John Hutchison. Oh, what do you mean? Oh, okay. I'm gonna go right here and Hutchison, because I uploaded way before Hutchison president, and then I include links. So I included this 2000 prank, and then I'll show this link just because this is from his old. So this is from his old channel he lost access to 16 years ago. So 2009 he shared it. So think about that. Okay, just so this would probably be archive. Okay, I'm gonna go right here. Anyways, we'll go to the Photon stuff eventually. Just bear with me, guys. We have big news. Okay, I'm closing some stuff. Okay, oh, not expert. Yeah, okay, this is expert. Okay, so we're gonna search up expert setup then, and we'll get back to it as we get back. Okay, and yes, anyways, he said, I don't understand what's going on in that mind sometimes. Just what do you mean mind? This guy's literally president. You got my vote, President John Hutchison, or Mr. President. Yeah, Yeah, Mr. Yeah. I didn't hear the news person or anybody else actually saying his name, but they said, I thought they said it.
It began on a popular online chat site where Diana Falzone, a former Maxim model, hosts a weekly talk show.
It all started as a joke. Somebody called in and said, hey, I've got this great friend who could be president. And I thought, you know what, we have access to a lot of people, so why not see if we can make it happen?
But no one could have anticipated what happened next. What began as a joke turned into a groundswell of popular support for a candidate nobody had ever heard of.
All of a sudden, literally,
Chat site where Diana's office in the country.
Where did it say? They wouldn't say his name because they knew it would make it worse. Okay, that's probably why then. Primary or only surviving artifact of this meme. It was uploaded in December. Hudson fact was dedicated to John. News report about a. It was a fake. Is it style? Okay, no, style was a fake, but it was real though. Grassroots for an unknown presidential, starting as an online chat. Diana Falzone describes thousands of people rallying. No original videos, articles. So what is going on here? The video mentions a meme starting as a joke on her online. Okay, so that person is real. Was a co-host on the debrief with Diana and Maxim Radio around 2009. This was popular. No archive episodes. Okay, early internet memes on 2009 weren't archived well. It was viral in radio chat rooms or early Twitter. Made if it was, no mainstream news covered it. No CNN frog. Okay, so just a local thingy. Is there anything on it though? Okay, yeah, so nothing's on it. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, so that's it. That's just they refer to him as an unknown person candidate. Yeah, but again, that's just wild. Like, where is going on? And anyways, so this video, John wanted me to upload, wanted me to download from his old YouTube, and I sent it to him, and so on.
Try the restaurant again.
And then, where's the cameras? He always goes so close to the cameras. Like, zoom out. Everything he does is like super inward. Okay, I'm gonna go in here. Yeah, I'm gonna quickly post the link. So when I put the links, I'm gonna try to put them everywhere. Oh, I should put the other place as well. I forgot to put it on the thread. Yeah. So anyways, guys, here's the threadcast. I'm putting everything on here as well. And I think I already summarized it. I'm gonna go here, copy link. I need to put these all in there as well, and then copy this. 1 second, guys. Because everything I put also on the Hive blockchain, so that the links are there, and so hopefully you guys start posting on there. Okay, Pete. Okay. And then this one here. And then we'll get into the Photon stuff. Just bear with me as I gather myself. All right. All right. Yeah. So that's that part. Okay, there's the doctor. I think I put the links there. Okay, so that's President John Hutchison. Do a manual Google search on John Hutchison 2008 elections. I did one before. I couldn't find anything. John Hutchison 2008 election. I think it was a prank as well. I spelled prank wrong. And interesting. So John actually had a Seattle presentation in 2008. This was the I think with Judy Wood. So it's like right when they're all connecting the dots. Now this giant meme happened. So anyways, yeah, do Google. Those pre-search isn't as good. Their videos. Anyways, if you guys can find it, let me know. Again, YouTube, everything's just trash. It's like things get worse and worse at finding information. Okay, anyways, yeah. So anyways, these are a bunch of cannons that used to work on these ships. I think for the Artificial Reef Society, who would take them apart, and they would once it's all like stripped off electronics, they would dump it down and become an artificial reef for all the barnacles and all that jazz. Okay, there's John.
There we go.
Yeah. Anyways, so there's cannons on it, and then I took a screenshot and I said, and you wanted me to make AI. So my cannon's working. Don't mess with me. Thanks, Matthew, for the shells. All right, yeah. So that's the AI I asked him right here, and we'll go AI cannons. Yeah. So he asked me here cannons. Hey, can you make these fire? And can you download the entire video? And I'm like, yeah, here it is. And again, all the anything I send him, I put him on the that giant cloud storage. So it's on the Hudson cloud storage. You can download these anywhere. And I put them. I made a random section, and put them in there, and so on. So John Hudson for 2008. And also, what I did was in every single one. I think I mentioned before. Because Nancy would upload the like raw, like just the raw versions of the .move, and they're all huge, like 7 gigs, 11 gigs, some of them 40 gigs. And then what I do, I compress them all to MP4 using Handbrake, so 394, 215 megabytes. So you can easily download and play them instead of dealing with the exact same. Again, it's the same video, .move.mp4, 7 gigs, 200 megabytes, so you can actually play it properly.
Table that have two plastic.
Yeah, anyways, and I'll be uploading some of these stuff later. That's all. Yeah, nothing in the storage. Yeah, it's something ridiculous. Well, okay, so I'm gonna go to the cannons. Okay. Yeah, so there's the random section. Where's the random section? Okay, there's random. But yeah, it's all there. You just go to mes.fm/. So you go to Pete Hutchison. Pete Hutchison. Yeah, so you can go to the URL is just mes.fm/Hutchison, and it automatically goes to the Google storage there. So I'll put that here, and then I'll put it on this here. Okay, so and what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start standing. Okay, the next topic. We'll just power through. Oh, my knee's still like I think I sprained my MCL or something like that. All right, so there's John Hudson for president. He's got my vote, Captain John. All right. Okay, so now, yeah. So I have this list of the meta stuff that I can open up, and we'll go through that. So what was this link? I don't know what this one is. Elements of electro. Okay, this was here. Okay, this person was asking for a solution manual. Okay, I didn't find that. I'm gonna just close this. Okay, this one example. What is this guy asking? Okay, this guy right here is asking how to derive C. Means constant value of 29 this meters approximate, but exactly 3,000. What did you do? Things tell me. Gratitude. I'm very excited. It's my question. Please, I can reply is my question. Please, can I? Okay, this guy doesn't know English probably, but we'll see. This video was Einstein's theory of relativity versus classical theory for kinetic energy. Okay, this was part of my calculus book. I just went over that there. Example 3. What did I do in example 3? So in Einstein's right here, moving object, and so on. Okay. And then I think he just, I just used a, yeah, so I just assumed 300. So that's with 3, I just rounded up to 3 times 10 to the power of 8. And this guy's asking how to derive, but approximately, but exactly value. No, it's, okay, so I'm going to ask this. We'll ask Grok right now as a new chat there. Okay, how to derive, okay, or actually instead of that, speed of light. Okay, so this is related to the photon, so just go to speed of light. How's it derived? So we'll check, speed of light is often called speed of light, and denoted as c is the universal constant. Exactly equal to. How is it that? But how do they get an exact? Approximately 1 billion. It is exact because by international agreement, a meter defined as the length of the path traveled by light in vacuum during a time of. Okay, so it is exact because by international agreement, a meter is defined as the length of the path traveled by light in a vacuum during a time interval of 1 divided by. Speed of light is the same for all observers, no matter the relative velocity is upper limit. So it is exact because they defined a meter based on it. So then basically when you're measuring how fast, yes, basically when you're, a meter, it depends on the light. So you're using circular reasoning. Okay, so I'll explain, but how is this number obtained? So they make sure that it's always the same because let's say this was 3,000. But then you're defining a meter as 1 divided by this number. So then after a time interval, yeah, so the only way to get 1 meter is you multiply I mean, the only way to get 1 second is you multiply this by this amount. I'm trying to think, this is circle, what's the speed of magnetism? Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's speed of light, apparently. But anyways, I'm gonna quickly, yeah, this is interesting stuff. I'm gonna do auto. Okay, how is the speed of light obtained, and isn't it circular reasoning to define the meter based on the speed of light, thus making the constant? You're making the speed a constant. Let's just see what the quick version is. How speed of light obtained, and isn't it circular reasoning? Okay, this is understanding the query. But I'm having the Hutchinson effect set up, so it's always going to be searching up that. I'll just do it. I'll just do it separate. I'll just stop this. This won't be part of the Hutchinson. I'll just do part of this one here. Speed of light right here. Yeah, let's put it normal chat. Okay. Auto. Just because I have the project always searches up all the other stuff. Making speed. Okay. Okay, speed of light in vacuum denoted as the exact value. I'll explain how it has been determined over time and address your question about potential circular reasoning in the modern definition. Speed of light wasn't always a defined constant. It was first estimated and precisely measured through experiments. These measurements relied on independent definitions of length based on artificial artifacts like metal bars. I just drink some waters. Well, that's a good question. So if you travel faster than light, that means you're always in darkness. All right, and this circular reasoning, I actually got it from the book John Duffield's Theory of Everything. John Duffield, The Theory of Everything, and he explains that yeah, you can't just use circular reasoning. So definitely check out this book, Theory of Everything. I have this one here. I definitely highly recommend. Yeah, Relativity plus Theory of Everything, and he goes over the circular reasoning, defining it that. And this was on Richard Hall's show. That's why that's actually where I got learned about gyroscopes. I'm like, yeah, that's sidetracked. But anyways, I'll post this theory of everything. Definitely check that out. All right, so let's go back to this thing here. It says speed of light wasn't defined. Yeah, so it was first estimated. It wasn't always defined as constant. It relied on independent definitions of length based on Earth's rotation or atomic clocks. Here's a step-by-step overview of key methods. Provided the first quantitative estimate while observing the eclipses of Jupiter's moon. He notices discrepancies in the timing of these eclipses depending on Earth's position. Basically, he's saying that the eclipse of Jupiter's moon low, Io, why is it L? Okay, he noticed discrepancies in the timing of these. Closer or farther in its orbit around the sun by calculating the time delays caused by light traveling from, basically light traveling across Earth's orbital diameter. He estimated C at 214 kilometers per second. Rough but groundbreaking, as it showed light has a finite speed. So light is actually 200 and yeah, this is kilometers. Yes, basically, yeah, he estimated over 200,000. He is correct. Most of science based on circular reasoning. Yeah. But how did they conclude that the universe is 13.5 billion years? Well, they based I think it's like assumption is like if I think if rocks or whatever take so long to a mountain takes so long to build up or something like that. Anyways, they have a radioactive or carbon dating or some other mumbo jumbo. They're just assuming that. So anyways, that could be for another stream. What's the age of the Earth? This method uses astronomical distances. Okay, so basically, this guy says he noticed discrepancy in the timing of ellipses depending on the Earth's position. Relative to Jupiter, closer or farther in its orbit, he would find a different timing of the ellipses. If you were when you're closer orbit, it's different timing. When you're further back, it's different. When you're trying to calculate how long it takes before it's an eclipse. Yeah, caused by light traveling across Earth's orbital diameter. Okay, anyways. Terrestrial experiments, 19th century. use a toothed wheel apparatus. Light from a source passed through the gaps in rapidly rotating wheel, traveling 8.6 kilometers to a mirror, reflecting back and pass through the wheel again. By adjusting the wheel speed until the light was blocked or passed, he calculated C as approximately 300,000. So everybody's calculating it slightly different. Leon Foucault improved this with a rotating mirror setup. Light bounced off of a spinning mirror, traveled to a fixed mirror 20 meters away, and returned. The mirror's rotation during the light's trip caused a measurable angle of deflection. Yes, and then basically using mirrors to see if there's a deflection, and yielding 298. So how close is this? 299. Okay, this got pretty close. Mechanical measurements. Modern precise measurements. Microwave interferometry and laser ranging refined within meters per second. For example, before they're doing kilometers, now they get meters. Use lasers and frequency measurements to determine C between this one, plus or minus 1.1 meters per second. While today's C is defined below, ongoing experiments using optical frequency combs or laser continue to verify it against the definition, confirming consistency to parts to trillion. Okay, evening all mountain goat. Okay, so evening all 9/11 versus I dropped big news. Yeah, so actually 9/11 was actually the first one to know. Okay, made up. Yeah, Gonzo and a lot of theoretical science made up of shit. This includes a lot more than people think. Yeah, in some ways, but again, it's modern science literally has this TV, I mean, this computer screen, and we're talking on the internet. So it's like you can badmouth them all you want. End of the day is like we got to do something better. Like John Hutchison, he doesn't have like a PS or car. So anyways, keep going. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, mainstream science has literally you can order on Amazon and get stuff, and again, this is all based on mainstream. So the question is, and get stuff will arrive to your house in like a few seconds or 3 minutes. So basically, the question is, basically do less trash talk of mainstream and like try to outsmart them and outdo them. Because but also mainstream had like infinite wars, taxation, slavery, and all that. So it's like so that's kind of basically what I'm saying. Anyways, so the modern definition addressing circular reasoning in 1983, the International System redefined a meter as the length of the path traveled by light in a vacuum during this one. So they're basically saying that this is the speed of light because it's close enough. 9247. So they rounded up from here. So they actually measured it. This makes C an exact constant by definition, not something measured anew each time. In this the speed was chosen based on the most accurate measurements of time using previous definition of the meter, a platinum iridium bar artifact, later wavelength based. It wasn't pulled from thin air. It matched experimental data to avoid disrupting existing experiments. Independent definition of time. The second is defined separately based on atomic physics, specifically the duration of 9192631 periods of radiation corresponding to the transition between two hyperfine levels of ground state of cesium-133. So this one is two transitions there. This oscillates this much time, this much period. Radiation adopted in 1967. This is a natural, and it's just 1967. A whole lot of stuff happened then. That's literally WTC construction and so on. Norman, did your channel get deleted again? Yeah, I think he has like 17 channels all deleted. And that's why I'm saying post on 3Speak, please, guys. Like, just get used to posting on 3Speak. Like, be like Mystic Bazaar. Mystic Bazaar is taking over the game. But my uploading power is like all down because I use it all. But anyways, so Mystic Bazaar is uploading on 3Speak and putting articles. I just got to fix up some formatting and so on. But she'll get used to this. And I'm gonna go right here. So yeah, she's taking over the game. So she already has 55 rank. Holy, she's taking over the game. Yeah. So if you go to her videos, watch on 3Speak. So like these don't get deleted. Okay, she has all these videos right here, and it's Mystic Bazaar, and most of the upvotes are from me, and she's taking over the game. I think fifth channel in just over 3 years. Yeah. So again, they go down, but it's like you don't want the videos to go down. Even if 3Speak, even if nobody watches it, it's still there forever. So you can always reference them. Here it is. So Mystic Bazaar, $7 already. I think she hasn't even claimed in a while. Oh, claim. Oh, she does claim. I think she has auto claiming. Okay, so she's earning interest and so on. That's with like Hive price dumping. All right. Anyways, speed of light. Let's go back here. Yeah. Okay. So it's not actually that, and they're using independent definition. It's the duration of this much periods just to get 1 second. Is that? This is a natural reproducible standard not reliant on length or c. So defining length via c and time creates a constant chain. Time goes to c, goes to length. Based on atomic physics, specifically the duration. So the duration of this one is 1 second. Fixing C eliminates measurement uncertainties in high precision fields like GPS. Oh yeah, because you keep having different ones, telecommunications. If C varied slightly in experiments due to a mirror or second, it causes inconsistencies. Now any measurement of C effectively calibrates length or time standard instead. No self-referential loop. It's not like defining A in terms of B and B in terms of A. Instead, fundamental constants like C anchor the system. Imagine it like setting the freezing point of water to exactly 0 after measuring it repeatedly. It is a refinement, not a circle. Yeah, that is true. So instead of always measuring, okay, this one, because the temperature is slightly different, it would just say 0 is close enough. If it were circular, we couldn't measure C historically without the modern definition, but then the redefinition is a human convention for that. Okay, so it is, yeah, so this is pretty good standard stuff, makes sense. Okay, I'll say, I asked Grok AI, and it gave a decent answer. The constant value is used yeah, to make other applications easier, but it is based on actual experiments which get super close to that value. It's it's a bit like defining defining the freezing point of water at 0 degrees C, even though the actual measurement is slightly different. Okay. Here, yeah, I'll put a link there. Okay, so I'll say read more here. More here. The 3 times 10 power of 8 was an approximation. I use, oh, my calculus book I use actually. Yeah, so anyways, that is that. So we solved that part. Yeah, so it just makes sense. So again, basically don't get too caught up in like details. The big one is like mainstream covers up 9/11. Hutchison effect. Like, all right, who cares about the speed of light? All right. So now we got that. Another question is what in the world's a photon? And the reason I'm going over that because I finally finished coding 17,000 words. Holy, the full paper of Einol Dinu's paper onto the Hive blockchain. So I asked them for permission. So Einol Dinu gave me permission to re-upload his paper as an article on the Hive blockchain. The original paper can be viewed here. And I want to read it because I was reading before a bit, but I think I want to try to read the whole thing. I don't know if I can finish all today. But this is absolutely, key points in it are absolutely, I think, on point. One of them is that light, light, radio waves, etc., are actually longitudinal waves. So in other words, it push the ether contraction expanding, and that is actually corresponding to electric field, and so there's no magnetic field component. It's just an electric field. So in other words, light is literally just electricity. Light is electricity, and the other part is that the way that see how the lightning strikes go like it goes through in a channel. He says light itself is like that. It's not a perfect wave out there, but that when you have so much of light all in all directions, the average value looks like a wave. Like the average value, you assume it's a wave because you have so much 1 second. But it's actually like this. So like for example, imagine you had light is actually goes into channels. So whenever you have this is the orgone. I mean this is like the this is some sort of this is what's it called? Noble gas inside. And when you have electricity popping out. So this is actually how light is. But the reason for us it looks like, it's all just uniform is because there's so much all at once. So but it might be actually just channels. This is very interesting document. Yeah, this one right here. Again, and it comes from Einol Dinu. So here's the full paper. Again, I don't like ResearchGate. I don't like PDFs. It's like PDFs are good for printing, physically printing, but then nothing else. and like yeah, mainly, but it's also yeah, it has its purposes. But I just like putting it as an article, so you can actually read on your phone. You can it's responsive. You can search it with AI. It has built this Peak website has built-in AI on it. You can go tools, recap, short recap for Peaked. It'll like this here. You can also feed this into the AI, and so on. In this post, electrostatic interactions argues that electrostatic interaction propulsion can be understood through behavior of coupled oscillators. We'll get that in a bit, and experimental evidence. And he goes over some very, very interesting stuff, especially how radio waves are basically high voltage based slash ether, like high ether compression, high ether expansion. Because we'll get to also go to the Hudson. If I can put this right here, because I uploaded this Inaldini ones in here, sources, files, another file. Okay, upload link. No link. Yeah, I'll do that after. Actually, I'll do that right here quickly. Conversations. I'll do a include this. Yeah, or just say summarize. Include this paper. This article into sources of this project. All right, I'll do expert maybe, see what happens. Okay, yeah, I'll just put that. I think I already had it included, but anyways, it's for another day. So we'll read that. But now we're gonna go over the photon stuff, and but I will read this as well. And again, Einol Dinu. I should put the Einol. Man, his name is wild. How do you spell Dinu? Yeah, IONL. Okay, so he has this YouTube channel. He's the one with the rotating cylinders to replicate magnetism, and the good thing about him is like he has earlier papers, but he would correct himself based on new stuff he learned, and he keep refining his theory on it and so on. But I'm gonna go and yeah, so this is in his channel's Ether Science, epic name there. I'm gonna go and quickly add this to it. So I'll be reading some of this, and then we're also gonna read the Photon mainstream, and then also the Practical Woman also. So original paper. Okay. And then, and the reason I put this here because this was his latest video was 3 months ago. Replicating radio waves are electrogravitational waves, and explain what the gravity is from. And then he linked to his fundamental part 4. So basically, when he links to that, I'm assuming he views that as most accurate so far. And this was also 11 months ago. And he would discuss this. Yeah, he would discuss this here. So this is from this guy. And I'll post right here. Original paper. Okay, Einol Dinu YouTube channel. Aether Science. Or I thought I was put it like this. Okay, I know YouTube, I'll put it like this. 1 second, peeps. Okay. So this is Markdown, and then this is the how it looks like at the end. Okay, so I'm gonna save that. Okay, this is very, very important stuff here. And so what I now going to go over is the photon. Wait, what was this thingy? Is this something else somebody said? Okay, someone sent me this one here. We'll do that after. If I have time at the end. Okay, so this is a photon. So and then we'll go to the photon. We'll go over. So we'll go over the photon. Now close this. Okay. I'll do YouTube at Ether Science. Okay. Let's see if it works. Yes, and it works. Yeah, link works. Yeah. So we'll go. Yeah. So anyways, we'll go over what a mainstream photon is according to Wikipedia, and I'm gonna actually lower my chair. Okay. Oh my God, YouTube is the worst. Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is just ridiculous. So yeah, so Fractal Woman will be on Free Speak in the end of the in the new year. She's just busy right now because of the person suing or just bogus copyright claims. Anyways, 1 second, peeps. I'm gonna sit down on my. All right. Okay. We got a first comment on Twitter or X. James says, if I was a guessing man, a photon is just a wavelength of radio frequency. All right. So well, that's not actually the mainstream photon. So you have to that is so a photon is the wavelength of radio frequency. No, that's actually not it. It's 1 second worth of any given frequency of light. So we'll explain to what it is. Okay, so photon is probably the worst definition I've ever seen. Okay, so a photon is an elementary particle that is a quantum of the electromagnetic field, including electromagnetic radiation such as light and radio waves, and the force carrier for the electromagnetic force. So basically, they're saying photon carries the force, carries electromagnetic force, and is the actual quantum of the electromagnetic field. So, but basically, Einaldinho is saying, the photon. Well, first of all, photon doesn't actually exist. It's again, we'll get to that in a bit. Yeah, but basically, it's essentially saying the same thing, is that radio waves and electromagnetic fields are the same thing. Like, so light and the actual this electromagnetic or light, just the same thing, and pretty much, well, yeah, basically, in other words, electricity, magnetism, light are the same things. Anyways, so photons are massless particles that can only move at one speed, the speed of light measured in vacuum. The photon belongs to the class of boson particles, okay? And exhibit wave-particle duality. The behavior features properties both waves and that. And now this is the one where, yeah, so this literally hasn't explained what it is. Okay, I hope you are. Okay, wait up. Dr. Drew was saying some stuff here. Wait 1 second. Dr. Drew was saying some weird stuff here. I'm gonna just open this up. Hope you Okay. Anyways, I'm getting some messages from Dr. Drew, but I don't know. No what it means. Okay, so keep going further. A photon. Yeah. So, anyways, so a photon is an elementary particle that is a quantum of the electromagnetic field. So it's a quantum. So I'm gonna see what the YouTube is before I go and see what the MES physics says on this. Photon. What is a photon? And then we'll see what the mainstream videos form is. What the heck is a photon? I guess we'll go over something a bit short here.
Can you explain what a photon is at several levels of difficulty, i.e. to a child, a teenager, and a grad student? So if I had one of each in front of you, okay. What's a photon, Professor Copeland? To a child first.
So you see the light that's coming from that, shining from there, and it's coming into your eyes. That light is made up of photons, small little packets that are coming down to us all the time. So that's a photon is just allows that light to come down to you. It's made up of lots of little packets.
A photon to a child, it's like a little ball of light, I would say. Tiny, tiny, tiny little ball of light, okay?
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. You've got a teenager now.
A particle of light. I would say that's the difference. It's a particle of light.
To a teenager, they've probably learnt a little bit about quantum mechanics. They might have just beginning to do it at school. So for a teenager, what I can tell you is that if I shine a beam of radiation into a surface of a material.
1 second, the doctor is calling. I'm actually on a... Hello? Hello, I'm actually in a live stream, 1 sec. Yeah, Wednesday mornings I do live streams, 1 second. Yeah, what do you, yeah, yeah, I'm in a live stream, well, up to you if you want to chime in if you want, but people will be hearing. It ends at 12. I do 10 a.m. to 12, so that'll be like in 50 minutes.
Okay. Well, I hope you're still sane.
Yeah, yeah, what happened? What happened? What happened to my...
Somebody else went off the rails.
Oh, somebody else.
Yeah.
So, okay, okay. Yeah, oh, well, yeah, we could,
Can't talk now.
yeah, well, yeah, I'm literally being recorded. Okay, so, yeah, so I'll call you back, after the stream.
Yeah.
All right, all right, sounds good. Bye. All right. So anyways, that was the doctor, Dr. Kong. Okay, anyways, so the doctor was calling. She wanted to talk. Just lost once she starts talking. There's no going back. All right. Anyways, so come play back here.
Material, and then what I can do is that atom that it's shining into is made up of energy levels, and the electrons in those energy levels, they can jump up, and when they jump up the level, they've gained energy. And we all know teenagers are very lazy. They want to be in the lowest energy possible. So the electrons drop back down. And in dropping down, that energy that's been absorbed is emitted. And it's emitted as a package. And that package is the photon. That's precisely the photon. And depending upon how big that energy gap is, that tells you the wavelength of the photon. So it determines its colour. So it tells you whether it's yellow or it's red or it's green, depending upon that. And that is called the photoelectric effect, and that is what Einstein got his Nobel Prize for, not for relativity. And for a graduate student, okay, well, the idea of the photon is there. For a graduate student, I represent the photon through what's called a wave function. And it's a solution to Schrodinger's equation, for example. And that photon has certain properties associated with it. It's got a size where the wave function peaks. That tells you where it's most likely to be, and as it drops down, that's where it's not going to be anymore. But it's also got a spin, and it's got an internal spin associated with it. It's quantum numbers, so it's got this size represented by the wave function and the probability of it being somewhere given by basically the wave function squared. But the spin is what defines it as being the photon, and it's got an integer spin for a photon, whereas a fermion, the electron, has a half integer spin. The photon is a boson and it has an integer spin.
Well, it's the quantum of light. That's what it is. It's literally the quanta. Every particle, every field has fluctuations, quantum fluctuations. There's the quanta associated with them. In the case of a photon, it's the quanta of the electromagnetic field. Analytic
All right, all right. So I saw this and I absolutely, I got less and less idea what in the world the photon is based on mainstream. Okay, now it's got a spin too. So it's a particle and so on. But again, this is where the issue is photons, electromagnetic disturbance in our local space-time. Yeah, but that's not the mainstream. So you have to always be very careful what you're defining. Mainstream literally says it's a quantum of a quantum of light that has different frequencies and has a whole integer spin. So like, okay, it's a photon, it's a disturbance, yeah, but what about the spin? What about it has different frequencies? The photon has different frequencies, not the disturbance, like the full spectrum. And then I'll get to this right here. So if I go to MES physics, this one is I always go back here. This is from Fractal Woman's. So basically now this goes to it. This is pretty much what a quantum is. Did I do one on quantum? I'm gonna go to MES QA math QA streams. I think I did a quantum. What is a Planck's constant? Yeah, so this goes back to the Planck's though. So what is the Planck length? I went over that, and this is related to that. And this is so if I take the image of this one, actually I could play this, but I'm not gonna play this. I'm gonna go to Planck's constant thumbnail. I'm gonna go to Planck's constant. What was the called? What was this called? Quantum of energy. Okay, quantum of energy. Yeah, so this one right here. So light right here is so each energy of photon, like so each light frequency. I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna actually exit. Okay, this is summarizing it. Research gate. Okay, so I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna go back to the chat. I think I had one on the speed of light measurement. Okay, what is a photon? Oh, we don't need the experts to auto. And give me a table of different photons and their associated frequency, energy, wavelength, and energy. Okay. Okay, so here's what is a photon? Give me a table of different photons, their associated frequency, wavelength, energy. So basically, when say a photon, better question is what are photons? Okay. Oh, it has images too. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so right here, a photon is a fundamental quantum particle of light in all forms. It is a massless particle that travels this and exhibits both wave-like property, wave-like and particle-like properties. Has energy, momentum, and angular momentum, spin 1, making them bosons. They're emitted. Yes, this one's interesting. What in the world is spin? Okay, so now if you look at radio photons, typical frequencies in the hertz. So you're gonna have infinite amount of different photons. So this is the thing when it says a photon is electromagnetic disturbance. Yeah, but what about different photons? So the wavelength of this photon is 1 meter to 100 kilometers, 1 millimeter to 30 centimeters, and then there's the energy levels right here. So, yeah. Okay, this right here. Okay, okay, so violet is like this, indigo. Yeah, these are different colors, but then they're saying this is a full photon. Okay, and there's different wavelengths. So this is a violet photon. This is an indigo photon. This is a blue photon. But do you understand what I'm trying to say? So it's not a wavelength. These have different wavelengths, but they're all saying these are all different photons. So that is what it is. Yeah. So these are all different photons, which doesn't make any sense at all. So in other words, in the mainstream, and it's all based on the quantum of action, which is h, which is the Planck's length. So each light frequency is comprised of a different number of quantums in mainstream physics on the left, and this is Fractal-Woman physics on the right. Each light of frequency is comprised of a different photon of energy called a different quantum energy called a photon. So if you have a flashlight and it's emitting different wavelengths, they're literally saying that each one of these are different photons with different energy levels. And then if you, and it's all based on the actual bug, if you see my earlier video, and also watch this video. So energy is equal to Planck's length times frequency. And then what you end up having is an extra second there. So what you actually are measuring, so what's actually being happened is if you have a low frequency light right here, this full, if you measure for 1 unit of time, in other words, 1 second, that's called a photon. So these are 3 photons in mainstream physics. But in Fractal-Woman, once you realize there's a random second there. So basically you have to ignore the second. And then what you end up having is what ends up happening is there's no photons. It's literally just one quantum of energy, which is the actual wavelength. Every wavelength has the same amount of energy. This big wavelength has the same energy as a small one, but the only difference is there's more small ones in a second in time. So this is more energy because there's more. So each little dot represents a quantum of energy. So in other words, photons, they don't exist. Okay, but the spin thing is an interesting thing. So that's my take on it. I made a table in this as well. I think I made a table. So I made a table. If you go to the notes, okay, this was what I wanted. There's the table, and I made a Excel file. So here's an Excel file. If I open it, so this is kind of what I mean about photons. If you go to mainstream physics, this is and then we'll just sign in so I can edit stuff. Exit, just sign in. My utter goodness. It's like, what is going on? I'm like, cancel, and it's just, I don't even know what a passkey is. I don't want to know. Okay. So in mainstream physics, you have Planck's constant equals and has units of joules times second divided by wavelength. What you end up having is So if you have gamma rays, they have frequency roughly between this really giant wavelength, this big. So anyways, microwave radio waves, 10 meters roughly, TV, and so on. And then if you calculate the energy, or photon, energy quanta or photons. So these are all different photons, and you can go like, let's say, slightly different frequency. So basically what I'm trying to say is there's infinite different types of photons in mainstream physics. And that's because you're multiplying, what you end up doing is you end up multiplying the frequency by this right here, which includes a random second. So what you're actually doing is exactly what this is telling you. Are you including twisted light, which can be altered orbital momentum and or spin? No, that's the different story. I need to understand how that works. Figure out what does that actually mean. But what I'm trying to say is this full thing is considered a photon. So violet has its own photon. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It has its own photon. All these are different photons, but they're all based on 1 second. So if you're using a different, if you're using a kilometer instead of a second, you're going to have now an arbitrary. So what I'm trying to say is the photon is arbitrary based on the unit of time that you're using. And yeah, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Like that's, and then whereas the fractal moment, it's opposite. It's you're just using you're taking the wavelength and the energy associated with that wavelength. That's the new Planck's constant. Like that is Planck's constant. Ignore the second. And then higher energy just means you have more of these inside there. So this photo right here. This photo. Yeah, so these are all just delta H inside here. And then see this time. So you get this second out of this. This is a little bug. There's no other way around it. Just definitely watch this video and you get to that. Yeah, so again, a twisted light. Yes, the question is, what does that actually mean? Is it actually twisting? Because again, mainstream says it's spin, but it doesn't actually spin. So like, what is actually happening? So I would have to illustrate that. Yeah. Okay, so apparently Judy was talking about there's gonna be a major war going on, or civil war. Anyways, that's for another day. So. All right. Yeah. So, and I have some. I took screenshots of everything here, and yeah, definitely check this out. What is the photo? And again, there's no way around it. Even the unit of time here. So what I'm trying to say is the Planck's constant has a unit of second there, that and ignores the cycle. So per joules per hertz. Yeah. Anyways, and I explain this. Yeah. So yeah. So that's pretty much what you have. There, this is one quantum energy, and this is infinite quantum energy. So, anyways, there's infinite photons in mainstream physics, but they're all based on the unit of one full time length, whereas the other one is different. So now, and the reason I'm gonna bring that up, anyways, just so I can read this, I'm gonna read this for the last 30, and then we'll see what happens. Actually, one thing before that, this guy sent something on this. Just to see if I can, what this comes up with. So someone sent me on Substack, said the division by 0 is partially solvable. Photon is just a word used in that reference frame. It's assuming C is constant because it's not. What's assuming C is constant? What's assuming C is constant? No, well, no, but all of mainstream physics assumes it's constant. But yeah. So if it's different in a vacuum, then let me know what how do you get to that? Yeah, this guy's dividing by 0 and so on. Okay, this guy's doing non-Euclidean mathematics launched 2 days ago. Okay, this guy did 2 days ago and then send me this one. Okay, anyways, that's dividing by 0. It's a bit out there. You guys can look at that. I'm gonna send this link. I'm gonna actually fundamental. Where's the photon? Yeah, definitely just check this out because I've gone over it ad nauseum. I don't want to go over too much. So basically, photon. What in the world is it? Is a disturbance, but then another question is what is a spin? So I need to figure that out. But I'm gonna start reading this again. Okay, so now this whole part is that I might just do like a full series just of reading this one here. So the mechanical origin of electrostatic force. Yeah, actually I think I might just do that. Yeah, so next week I'll be reading just starting from this and reading it. And then that'll be the whole stream. And if I need to go to the next one, we'll read the next one. We'll go from the next one, and I'll just be reading this. So and then I'll call it math Q&A, and then I'll just call it theory of ether part, yeah, theory of ether, and then and I'll just read it, Arnold Dino's theory of ether, and I'll just be reading this and then see what we come across, because I definitely think there's some nuggets in there that can help explain a whole lot of stuff here. All right, and so on. And yeah, we'll read that after. But I want to keep going on the spin there. I'm going to keep watching to see if there's some good tutorials on the photon from the mainstream perspective. So spin, yeah, so what is a spin in terms of the photon? So I'm going to put this here. MES physics. Okay, so now we're going to keep reading on the photon. This is very interesting. How is... Okay, I'll keep this open. Fundamental theory. Yeah, so I'll be reading this in another one. Basically, and then going back to the photon, kind of looks like... now, he set this up, basically, compression and expansion of these... he creates a new term called electrogen that basically interacts with ether. That's another element that is not mentioned in mainstream physics. Or I think basically saying that's what electric charges are. Or something like that. Anyways, we'll get to that in a bit next week, and so on, until I finally read that full book. Alright, but what I'm going to do now is... so we got the speed of light. We got this right here. So we got photons. So I'm going to ask it, is a photon a 1 second of light frequency? Is a photon just, and then just a 1 second worth of a specific light frequency? Okay, so basically, I need to figure out what in the world is. No, photon's not 1 second worth of light. It's a common misconception, but it mix ups. But anyways, in classical, light is a continuous electromagnetic wave. So it's continuous in classical. The quantum reality, what a photon actually is, a photon is discrete, indivisible quantum energy in the electromagnetic field. Its energy is E equals HF, where is this equivalent to E? Yeah, but this depends on the frequency. Equivalently divided by the wavelength. Single photon has a definite frequency or wavelength, and thus a definite energy. Has a definite frequency. Yeah, but the frequency, but how long? But what's the energy then? It is emitted or absorbed all at once. Yeah, basically, so you can't have a photon. A photon doesn't last for 1 second. Okay, so what is the... why the 1 second idea is wrong? The time duration of a light pulse is unrelated to photons' own properties. A laser can emit a very short pulse. Femto containing many photons are long continuous. Real photons from atomic transition have uncertainty in frequency and thus energy due to the finite limit of the excited... Okay. Photon is like a single click. A second of oscillation idea might come from the confusing word of period of 1 cycle. Okay, a photon is a fundamental particle quantum with energy proportional to its frequency, not a fixed chunk of wave. The duration comes from how light is produced or measured from photons. But anyways, water waves, water molecules. Okay, so give me the energy of a photon of gamma rays. Of a gamma ray. And how do you calculate it from Planck's constant? And I think Fractalman had, there's a paper that someone's written on this. I gotta find that paper that I'll upload it. Okay, gamma rays, okay, medium up to 10,000. Yeah, but isn't, let's say, the energy of any photon, including, is given by the Planck-Einstein relation. So this equals to Planck's constant times frequency. Yeah, but frequency is per second, though. Joule second. But what about, don't, in your energy equation for Planck's constant, make sure to always include the, cycle term. And isn't the energy per 1 full second? Why is the second there? Yeah, so the question is, why is the second there? Okay. Frequency of light in cycles per second. Why cycles per second and units matter? This is a number of full wave cycles per second, so the equation can be thought of as number of cycles per second. This gives cycles divided by cycles just joules energy. No, but there's a second there. You can't just ignore second. Joule second. Times cycles. So this says joule second, but then why is he dividing by cycles? Where's the cycles coming from? I'm gonna copy it. So it adds a term here. How did you cancel cycles here? Okay. This is like okay, when multiplying H equals C dot, what in the world does that mean? Joules and numerator. S over S, they cancel. So overall. Wait. No, wait. Let's rewrite fractions. Okay, this is so here's the crucial physical interpretation. Energy is not per cycle, it's in a linear way. It's energy associated with one quantum excitation. Alright, so this is, I think that's, implicitly, where's implicit? Cycles aren't a formal unit. They're part of the definition. Please always include cycles. Always include cycles. I don't, yeah. It is important to me. So then basically, I think I'll go back to the speed of light one right here. E equals HF. So then this is the energy per cycle divided by S. Yeah, so, yeah. Okay, how how can the units H units for H, which are joule second, joule second, so basically we have joule second, and then so joule second divided by times it by cycle divided by S. So there's a second cycle there that they're ignoring, which are joule cycle and frequency, which is cycle per second. Cancel out. There is a unbalanced cycle term. Okay, so how can the units for H, which are joule S, JS, and frequency, which is cycle per S, cancel out? I completely understand why this feels unbalanced. It's a subtle but important point in physics units, including cycle explicitly highlights it nicely. Planck's constant has joules times second per cycle. There it is. Okay, there it is. Okay, there it is. It's equivalent to center JS, but we're making the per cycle explicit. Okay, so in other words, they're including, okay, so now there's an actual per cycle. So it's the energy per cycle times by a bogus time term, a 1 second term. Okay, so now we have an energy of a photon is equal to J times S divided by cycle times by cycles per second. And now they all cancel. With no unbalanced term, the cycles do cancel perfectly, the per cycle is canceled. And so energy is just J, there's no, so that cancels out. Okay. A second provides a standard, consistent time interval to count how many often things happen. No, I understand, but they're saying that that's actually a photon, but photons are dependent on it. Okay. So the energy of the Planck's constant has units of J times S divided by cycle. Why is the S there? This means This can be viewed as, again, as joules, joule, oh, how do you say joules like that? Per cycle multiplied by 1 second. Yes, so this is right again. So we got it. Yes, you're exactly right in your rephrasing. So the Planck's constant has units of joules times seconds per cycle. So this can be viewed as the joules per cycle multiplied by 1 second. What? So even Grok's like, what? Planck's constant can be thought of as having units J times S divided by cycle, or equivalently joules per cycle multiplied by 1 second. It's a very insightful way to look at it, and it directly addresses your question, why is the cycle there? Why the second is in cycles? The second is there because energy per cycle is not a fixed value independent of frequency. Okay? Actually, depends how rapidly the cycles are also. We definitely, it depends on the frequency. That's what I'm trying to say. It depends on the frequency. In classical waves, the energy of an electromagnetic wave is proportional to the square of its amplitude. No direct link between energy per cycle and frequency. But in quantum mechanics, was that energy is not continuous. It is emitted discrete packets. The energy of each quantum is proportional to the frequency. To make the proportionally work dimensionally, if you want energy per cycle to scale with frequency cycles per second, you need a constant that includes time. If you want energy per cycle to scale with frequency, because energy per cycle is not a fixed value independent of frequency. Yeah, but you have it regardless. You still have energy per cycle there. You always have it. It actually depends on how rapidly. Yeah, we know that, but you still have it. To make that work dimensionally, if you want energy per cycle to scale with frequency, cycles per second, you need a constant that includes time. Yeah, but you're adding a random term then. So energy per cycle divided by frequency. Wait, what is this? So thus H equals energy per cycle divided by frequency. The second is there to convert the rate of cycles per second, into energy scaling per cycle. No, but I'm saying that's a separate term though. So what I'm trying to say is you have a second there for no reason. You just move it out, so now you have the energy of one cycle multiplied by the frequency, and the frequency is over seconds, and then you multiply by the time to get the total energy in one time. So basically, you're phrasing joules per second spot on, like it's saying, yeah. So my view is that Planck's constant should have units of cycles. Yeah, of cycle or energy per cycle, joule per cycle, and the time and the second param and the S parameter and the second should be should not be in it. Thus the energy equation is E equals Planck's constant all right, so we got okay, so now we got Ryan Gabriel asking me questions. Okay, thus energy equation is so anyways, energy equation is this is going to be Planck's constant times by T times by frequency, V. Yeah, or yeah, so HV. Well, yeah. Thus the extra time unit is separate. And the photon is so, for example, if we just leave that. Yeah, should have units of cycle joule per cycle, and the second should not be in it. Thus the energy equation is times your proposed view defining as purely is a creative way to separate the constants, but it doesn't align with established physical experimental basis for quantity. Here's why, step by step, while representing your preference explicit. Okay, if H were simply joules per cycle, fixed energy for every cycle regardless of, then all photons, one full cycle's worth, would have the same energy. One cycle's worth, no matter its fragrance wavelength or not. Okay, but that's not what experiment shows. Red photons have less energy. Will have more energy. Cycles per second. Yeah, but these are depending on this. These are per second though. Gamma rays. Yeah, but gamma rays have more cycles per second. So obviously, a full second of gamma rays has more energy than a full second of red light. Yeah, so it's like I don't know. Of more size. Obviously, a full second of gamma rays has more energy than a full second of red light. So okay, again, it's there's no way around it. You can't AI can't you. There's a random term there. This isn't. You can't have AI to debunk this. There's nothing to debunk. It's literally just this random second there. What if you use kilometer? So what if you used kilometers? Yeah. So what if you said joules instead of using S? We have the frequencies defined by kilometers. So now we're having a billion new kind of photons, all based on kilometers. All right. Yes, you're absolutely right. And it's a crucial distinction that bridges classical and quantum thinking. Yeah, a full second of gamma rays. Yeah, so again, we got it right. We break all that into full second into individual photons. Yes, it literally says it. Okay, so we have it in AI conclusive. Each gamma ray photon carries way more because we break that full second into individual photons. Yeah, with cycles explicit. It's exactly what puzzle physicists. Yeah, so it's more energy per 1 second. Right? That's literally. Okay, you're spot on per second is what makes it quantum measurement. This okay. All right, so we're done. We're done. We have solved it. It's like we have AI completely in agreement. That okay, so we literally solved it. I guess we've solved it. Yeah. So anyway, so what I'm trying to say is. Yeah, so as this MF loader says, a second provides a standard consistent time interval to count how often something happens. Yeah, there's a difference between convenience, but also saying there's an actual physical thing called the photon. So in other words, photons don't actually exist. There's just, by definition, mainstream definition, there's infinite. There's literally infinite types of photons, okay? We're not just talking about the infinite waves, we're talking about infinite types. And that's just because they're using the second term. And when you have that, it's pretty much the amount of energy in 1 second, and there's billion different wavelengths. Yes, you could say there's different wavelengths, yeah, because just a wave can ripple in many different waves. But to say that in that 1 second, you're calling it a new mystical object, when if you use a kilometer, you have a different one. What if you used a what's another unit of instead of second? Is there anything? What other time units are there? Yeah, what if you used minutes? If you use minutes, they're gonna have different photons. Anyways, so we've concluded that it's irrefutable. So the next, I think I'm gonna do the next MES live streams. It's gonna be strictly on this here. But I want to go over. Yeah, so now we have some time. Okay, so we have I think Peeps measurement because you are measuring it in time. No, I'm saying the photon. You're ignoring what I'm saying. I'm saying the photon is being defined as a physical object, but it's based on the unit of time you're using. So they're saying that this full second, so you see this wiggle? That is a photon. It's kind of like saying, if you describe your height in terms of meters, it's like every meter is a photon of you. So like imagine you're 2 meters tall, you're 2 people. No, you're just one person made up of a bunch of waves. But if you're defining it based on 1 meter, this one's defining it 1 second. So do you grasp what I'm trying to say? Mainstream says the photon is this exact image that I have right here. This image, this full from here to the end is a photon in mainstream physics. This is a second photon from here to the end. and then but it's equivalent. It's mathematically equivalent. Nothing's actually changed with the physics right here. It's equivalent to saying this the energy of one cycle is the same regardless if it's small or big. And then the only reason why gamma ray has more energy than visible light is because there's more of these packets, or there's more of these wavelengths inside a time period. That's it. There's more in here. So that this, and again, once you grasp this, so in other words, there's no actual photon. There's just a quantum of energy. That's the minimum energy you can have here, and it could split up in here. Yeah, so that's it. Because and then this is the mainstream one. Mainstream, you have a bunch of different types of photons. I'm like, no, you just have different wavelengths. That's it. You have different wavelengths, but each wavelength has the same amount of energy. But in a second, you'll have more energy per gamma ray than you have for visible light. So again, definitely watch this video. Watch it like a few times over. Check out the screenshots. I made it extremely as simple as I can make it. It's one most important thing right here. And again, mainstream even says the quantum Planck's constant. Photon is the name of unit of measure of the electromagnetic force and are observable. No, it's not. It's an actual particle. It's an elementary particle that is a quantum of the electromagnetic field. It's not a unit of measure. It's literally saying it's an actual thing. And that actual thing, again, what I'm trying to say is I'm basing it on mainstream physics. Mainstream physics is literally saying it's an actual thing based on a full second of this. You can, yeah, you can even ask Grok there when I tinkered with it. Yeah, so anyways, so that's all part. I'm going to quickly check this person's thingy here. And if you have any other questions, if you have your own view on it, specify that it's your own view. Because mainstream, literally, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, this guy messaged me earlier. Okay, this guy sent me a whole bunch of stuff for you. Okay. Interesting article. We'll try to wrap my head around. This guy yeah, so this guy sent me stuff after he saw the Awesome Life Force Joseph Cater. Yeah, apparently this when he saw my article. I mean, when he saw my interview with Gene Manning and John Hudson. All right, this one right here. Searle effect and related UFO phenomena. Okay, Searle effect. Yeah, but Searle effect's an interesting one. John Hudson thinks it's fake though. So anyways, this is Awesome Life Force by Joseph Crater. Yeah, anyways, so again, even this is all just at the end of the day mumbo jumbo until we can replicate this thingy. So like, words, again, they're Hutchison. Words are words. Like they don't. This is real things, okay? Ordering from Amazon is and then getting some shipped instantly. That's like magic, okay? So this thing right here is magic. So how do you do this? So whatever physics you're using, whatever theory, this needs to be happening. Like if you can't do this, I really don't care what the theory is. And I think I understand what it is. I think this is and he's using radio waves. And if you see the paper that I'll be reading next week and until I'm done is the Einaldini one, which he gave me permission to add this here. So he says that radio waves are electrogravitic, and the reason for that is because it's compression. So if you have compression and expansion, that John Hudson floating ball is equivalent of the boogosphere. No, it's not. Boogosphere is the biggest fake garbage of all time. This is real. The boogosphere is the fakest thing you'll ever see in your life. Boogosphere is fake to the max. Boogosphere has a giant string on it. Boogosphere, and it's promoted by like disinfo agents nonstop. This one literally has a string there, and it's promoted by literally scammers of the lowest order.
A close-up was made to the exact angle where the sighting occurred. In the recording at normal speed, you can see how the sphere descends and before leaving the frame changes direction. In slow motion and zooming in even more, it is possible to appreciate the object in detail.
Yeah,
you can see that it's low.
This is my video that I took from the actual video that he uploaded. There's literally a string there.
The part reflects the green color of the trees on
Why did it do double speed?
the ground.
So now if you zoom in, look, there's actually a string reflecting off light like a fishing wire. And it's again it's done by these like the shadiest people in history. And you got and you also have Stephen Greer, Wilden. So Stephen Greer, yeah, these are the COVID. These are the Boogosphere. Anyways, please don't ever bring Boogosphere in this. That could be a secondary video put out as obscure. No, Boogosphere is the biggest fake garbage I've ever seen in my life. Like literally, I did a deep dive on it, but it's pushed by the biggest scammers of all time. But also interesting, Ashton Forbes didn't talk about it. Yeah, so it's literally a string there. Again, you're saying obscure. No, the video's about the same guys. Even though other video is just so utterly fake. It's just fakest thing I've ever seen in my life. And you go, and it's also pushed by Greer. The guy who pushed by, yeah. So it was pushed by this guy. Greer is on the Petrobras David talking aliens and all that stuff, and he's also likely likely gay. This is a push by Greer again. You can go see the post by Greer. Yeah, this is even Jake Shields. They're all like a bunch of Greer Booga. Where's the Booga? Where's the Greer doing in Mexico City? What is it? Okay, this one here, guys. Greer in Mexico City, and again he covers up 9/11. He's pushing Boogosphere, and it's literally just like the fakest thing. I don't know, man. Just so fake. Anyways, so please, you can promote it on yourself, but just don't promote it here. Just respect my wishes, please. Like it's just a bunch of nonsense. Anyways, like this is not the Boogosphere. This is literally John Hutchison, and I have the raw unedited footage of this. And this is not just one part. There's like a million parts of it. If they want to hide a real alien metal sphere, put it. Would you put out an oddly stamped metal ball in additional videos that look similar but make more questions? It's the stupidest video of all time. Again, yes, please, please don't mention ever again. Bring up the Boogosphere. Yeah, don't bring it up here, okay? Just bring it up on your own channel. Like I don't have any time for that trash. This is not the Boogosphere. This is the Hudson effect, and you can tell it's not the Boogosphere. If you go to Greer, Richard Greer, if you go to his actual channel.
Good afternoon, Dr. Greer.
He never talks about Hutchison effect. Hutchison, okay, Hutchison. I think it was this 11 years ago. Hutchison, John Hutchison. Yeah, does he actually mention it here? 11 years ago. Can 0 point? Oh, he has Thomas Valone in there. Does he actually mention John Hutchison at all? So interesting. Or Hutchison effect. Let's go Hutchison effect. Does he ever mention? Okay, so 0 mentions of Hutchison effect. And we'll go right here. If John make that metal ball, do you think what mastering the effect and perfecting it would look like? Yeah, but it's not gonna look like that other trash that you saw. I'm trying to say, anyways. Please don't. I don't want to put any time out. Like I don't have time for this. Just like that video is fake. Okay, they can obviously levitate a ball, but that video is fake, and those people running it are fake. This guy's the fakest guy probably in history. Okay, there's no mention of Hudson at all. But they have Thomas Valone. Thomas Valone is an interesting guy. I think he might be a spook as well. But he even emailed me and so on, so that's interesting. I think you mentioned, yeah, Thomas Valone. That's an interesting guy. 11 years ago. Yeah. So, anyways, so Greer is not a anyways, just please don't bring that up. And you got also cold melting. You got a whole bunch of other stuff on the Hudson effect. You got time lapse 6 hours. You have 6 hour footage of this and so on. Unedited footage. You have things that never before seen. Greer has mentioned John with his short discussions by 9/11 Judy would, but I've seen it, and he covers up 9/11. I don't know. Please send me a link. Greer is known for covering up 9/11. Yeah, he's a cover up artist. He's known for covering up 9/11. Check my Telegram on that. I'll send some links right here. Actually, Greer. So I've uploaded many times. So 2015 he covered 9/11. I think he prefers not to discuss it. Yeah, because he's a scammer, and he's also very likely. Yeah, no, he knows full well. He's just making up some stuff. Someone's asked about direct energy weapons on it, and he makes a duping delight. No, the guys. Anyways, please don't defend. Stop defending Greer. He's a complete scammer. And he's also. I think Greer Wilden. I think. Oh, this one. Yeah. This is someone found his his someone found his what is it, his gay what's it called, profiles online. Anyways, that's for another day. My article's posting here. Yeah, that's good as well. Okay, you can 9/11 revisionist and check out Greer on here. Anyways, the show's pretty much done. Actually, I want to do one more thing, and um, okay, okay, Greer. Is this the one? 9/11 Truth and Meltdown. Greer one? Is there a specific one? Have to acknowledge when he's right. Yeah, but he's wrong with the Boogosphere. Anyways, he's wrong with Boogosphere. He should be like, so he's wrong with the Boogosphere. What is he right about? He's wrong about 9/11. Oh, that's the one. UFO secret weapons. Okay, epic stuff. Yeah, yeah. So he's wrong about that. Anyways, please stop distracting me with this Boogosphere. Like I said, you can believe in his stuff, but again, I don't. And it's like if you have something specific to show me something specific. If you don't have something specific, like what are we arguing about? And yeah, he's a big but anyways, he's right about the secrecy and black project. He's part of it. He's literally covering up Hutchinson, in fact, covering up 9/11. And he makes up the biggest bogus, saying that he turned down like $2 billion. If you believe that, it's completely bogus. And again, secrecy, black budget, that's literally part of national mainstream stuff. Literally, there's black budget. That's not even up for debate. There's classified tech. People, everybody knows government has classified weapons. Like, there's literally a classification system. He's not telling you anything that everybody already knows. Here's honeypot to keep people at bay, just like scholars trying to truth. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we have this one here. I sent that one. Yeah, okay, this one I'll be going over that next time. Okay, this guy's paper. I want to go over this quick. I just want to summarize quickly what this is. I don't have time for. Okay, I'm gonna ask in Leo as well. Okay, summarize this paper. Ask Leo. I want to just feed the AI on how to summarize this paper or article. Okay, we'll ask Grok right here quickly. Or a new chat. Let's go a new one. Summarize this article. Okay, division by zero is partially solvable. Argues that division by zero is not entirely unsolvable and can be partially addressed through mathematical limits and alternative arithmetic challenges challenging the conventional views no solution. Asymmetric limits. So a divided by infinity equals 0, and a divided by 0 equals infinity. The author shares a personal discovery from 1980s resolving programmer classes dualistic. So positive 0, negative 0. Okay. Okay. Is there anything useful or important in that article potential? So anyways, it's like we're divided by 0. Again, people think I'm a mathematician like at heart. No, I use it as a workout to learn. We all need to work together. We all have different parts of the puzzle. Yeah, but he's a liar and dirtbag. He's brought forth a lot of credible whistleblowers, real ones, unlike dopesters, approved people. But I'm not trying to distract or argue. You know, I know, I agree. But what I'm trying to say is, you can I just understand what is it called, the environment. Like, you're talking to someone that's super strongly against him, but I really don't even care. Like, if he has something, if he talks about the Hutchinson effect or 9/11. I'll be interested. And then if he's talking about Boogosphere, but not those, but again, Boogosphere, I don't see anything special about it, and looks fake AF to me. So it's kind of like you can either just keep it at bay or just find something specific that he's done, like something specific that is game changer. Like covering up 9/11 doesn't help. Okay, no article doesn't contain anything particularly useful or important in a mathematical computational. Core idea links once complement arithmetic, an obsolete way to reduce signed integers with 2 zeros, plus and minus. I know you guys talked about Hutchinson fact at least 2 or 3. I know, but show me the links. Send me the links to those. Yeah, because he has no mention in it. So what I'm trying to say, he has 0 mention in his on his YouTube. So it's like, what is he doing? He's mentioning. He's barely mentioning. So anyways, so you could be useful. Again, we can have different opinions, but if you're just help out, bring it in. We could see what he's talking about that. And also, if you can, push him to talk more about touch effect. So again, you can don't just believe our word. Force his hand to speak about it. Similar to how Norman has done with Mike Eden. So like force him to talk about it. Otherwise, we'll okay. Ask him about it if you can. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. So even since you like watching him, I just don't have time, but also I just don't have interest. So if you can just force him to talk about it, and then that'd be good. So basically, what I'm trying to say is don't like you can look up to people, but don't like let them blind you. Like also try to push them towards it. And there's like similar to if there's some info that you think I need to know, you can push me to force to look into it, and so on. So. Yeah, treat them as as you treat me. They go after me. All right. Anyways, guys, that's all for today. As yeah, division by 0. So basically, saying some other jazz in there, and saying nothing seriously important. Disproving proofs. Western monotheistic bias versus Oriental dualism. Doesn't advance real or anything special. Yeah, pick your balance. Yeah. But also like yeah. So yeah, I do. I have my own stuff to do. But if you want something, force them to talk about something that I'm interested in, then I'll discuss them. And it's a good way to find out who's a spook or not. If you ask them specifically, talk about it, and then see what their response is, and so on. So, but also force them to do stuff. Anyways, guys, that is all for today. Okay, Gonzo, have a good one. Looking forward to Saturday. Will be a Q&A. Will be the same thing as we have here. I'll have the chat. I'll have her talking. But also, she wants to talk right now. I think her and field interference may have got in a little political scuffle. Anyways, all right, guys. Anyways, I'm gonna close some stuff. Like Quanta, this is pretty epic. Yeah, this is. But also Greer is again. Greer is. Basically, what I'm trying to say, big names, very very hard for a big name to be a non-psyop person. Anyways, guys, that is all for today. Okay. Thanks for joining. And have a great day. Okay. And then I gotta call the doctor right now. Okay, and then this is Angel Man. Okay, Odyssey. Everybody, thanks for joining. Gonzo, thanks for joining. Thanks for commenting on there. And also Odyssey, we have first time in a while we had actually 4 people. This guy right here. Ryan Gable. Trump's owned by Netanyahu. Well, my view is that his politics is fake, so Trump is the same thing as all. Anyways, okay, yeah, Ryan. Okay, Ryan said Trump's owned by Netanyahu. Dr. Judy Wood. I'm a fan. Yeah, but it's all the same thing. Anyways, I'm gonna close this stuff right here. Okay, okay, anyways, I'm getting a message. Okay, guys, I'm ending the stream, guys. I'm ending the stream in 3, 2, 1, end stream.